So we are on day 16, I think it is. And let me just get my piss water here. But it's just body armor liquid IV. But today's video really was I don't man, I waited pretty late to do this video. It's about like 10:28 or something PM. And I knew I had to get my video done today, but I just been in a weird spot. I always preach in my videos to not just do not don't doom scroll, man. Information overload is a real thing. And with this whole journey of just walking back to the original self, really getting to your higher self and cutting out the middleman of all the noise in the world, there's so much noise. Man, there's so much noise. And I really feel like this whole push with AI and stuff, don't get me wrong, I do see some like I can see like the beauty in it that people see, but there's just so much noise. And it feels like all of the AI slop that has flooded the internet was also supposed to be was actually an intentional evolution to that noise that already exists. And we're in such a weird split in the world, I feel like, where it's like the inorganic mixing with the organic. We're in a very weird state. And I feel like this has been a long time coming, right? But man, that type of noise on top of all the other noise that comes from the gender war. You'll see specific content creators online that make rage baited content that's specifically specified for the opposite sex, or doomsdayers with this fear mongering about prepping before the end of the world. And man, I want to go so deeper on this topic for those of you on Instagram, but this is only going to be the little 3-minute version. So if you're interested, come watch the full video on YouTube, because I want to talk about it. And I want to talk about why it really does push me still to be my best self every single day, man. Because we're really in a point in time. I love those videos I see when a content creator is like, you're in that point in time in your life where you might as well chase your dreams and chasing, attract those shits, go out and do the wild thing, attract the reality you want, because we're in such a state of like where so many people are under this illusion and falling for things that it's just like, man, go create your own reality. Like you that is what I think you owe it to your whole entire lineage to do. Create your reality. Anyways, peace, Instagram peeps. My YouTube peeps now are going to get the real meat and potatoes of this. But before I filmed this video, man, I was really in my head. I was like, I was judging myself whether I even wanted to upload this video, but I was like, I got a goal, because I'm always consistent with these 30-day challenges, and this one is a special one because it was my birthday. That was the whole point of this, wiring the new reality. And even though I feel like a switch is flipped many days ago and everything, it's crazy that after that type of switch flips, it feels like I'm brought to all this information to recognize again how not to be caught up in it. It's crazy. Like I see, even like, for example, the draft that's going on, right? My my even though my aunt was joking about it and everything, she was like, yo, I'm gonna have to hide you this and that. And funny enough, I seen that the draft was 18 to 25, and like I just turned 26, right? So I don't count in the thing, right? But then I seen other people in the reality, or are in the reality and perspective, excuse me, I just burped, that no, it doesn't matter what age you are. If you're young, healthy, and fit, you're going. And I'm like, but the irony that older generations don't like to give us, or don't like to give the younger generations credit. And apparently I'm a Z-lennial or somewhere in between, but I'm like Gen Z or who knows, right? All I just know is I'm big bro now. But it's the fact that we just don't take shit. That's, for some reason, we don't get that credit for not willing to just waste our lives for some lie that's been sold to the other generations, right? And I think that's the biggest W that we got as a just generation. And I don't even like to be put in a box by titles or generations. Man, we're infinite beings, bro. Some of us here were the adults. Some of us here were the Gen X or boomers beforehand. Some of us were the one, like we live multiple lives, bro. Like that's limiting to be like, oh, I'm Gen Z or I'm this, because no, bro, come on, bro. We've reincarnated so many times. If you're someone that resonates with the information I'm talking about, you get it then. Let's stop playing around. But get back to that, it's like, bro, they know for a fact they're not fighting this war. What's the incentive they're going to give us? And again, you can opt out and drop out of this stuff depending on your beliefs. And I guess if you have a convincing enough argument of why you can't fight for your government, I guess, right? But we're in such a state where they know they have all the cards. They know we're not battling this, so it's good. It's a war that's going to be dropped or pulled out. Mark my words, something's going to happen where it's like, oh, we actually you didn't have to go to do this, or they have enough people now, or they send in their drones that they're keeping hidden from everybody. they're live iRobot type stuff that they probably had for the last 20 years. But no, that's crazy. The last 20 years ago, I'd be 6. And they probably already had androids underground and shit. Anyways, I'm getting off topic. My point is all this brings me back to the one true thing. All this illusion from the content creators who specifically rage bait, for the content creators that are tailored in a way to literally make you mad, to the content creators that are fear mongering, to the content creators that are in these certain niches that are also paid off to make this content to distract you. Done with this shit, bro. Stop scrolling. Stop getting distracted. Go and create your reality, man. Even if you're working minimum wage or doing whatever, fuck what anybody thinks. Save your money, stack that bread, and really get focused on what you want to create. And take your eyes away from the system. Take your attention, focus, and awareness away from the system as much as you can, and just go live your life. And that's really where I'm at about embodying this God state shit. I'm tired of all this shit I'm seeing online. I'm tired of the AI shit. I'm tired of the AI conversation debates. Like I'm just getting so tired of seeing all of it. And the thing is, it feels like my algorithm on Railcrumbs is perfectly curated. It's lovely. It's all like viral, high liked videos of just satisfying content of like hiking or making food or different cool careers and crafts and things like that. But my Lunar Was Lost algorithm, that shit is dead because it's so many memes and jokes, and I love it because it shows me the artists and the people that I actually resonate end up liking the same memes and stuff I like. So it's like, oh, we got similar humor. But then mixed within all that, because I'm such a person who stays wide awake to all the, stuff that got proved to not be conspiracy anymore, in my feed, that it just feels like, oh, this is so annoying, bro. Like you really cannot consume this content for too long because it almost takes you off the path of recognizing that you're a god and that there was a whole point of realizing all this stuff, but to not get absorbed of it. Again, be in the world, but you are not of the world. I am in the world, but I am not of it. Put on that Christ consciousness, because all of this shit is really a distraction. And it's funny because this whole video is kind of like a love letter to myself, saying it to myself. And I know the right one who needs to hear this video will come back and hear this video. And that's why I'm doing these videos and why I'm continuing to do them. Because my videos are going to find the right people at the end of the day. And I'm getting more confident that every day. I am losing less and less care. You might see it in my frame, in my visage, in my demeanor, because I am tired, bro. It's like this shit is crazy. It's one of the things that I don't let affect me, but I don't like, is how they really did this generation war type shit with this title of like, the Gen Xers or the Gen whatever calling the other generations lazy and this and it's like, and it's ironic because the ones that are really the 1% of the power in terms of controlling the wealth, the way it flows and everything, are sitting here removing themselves from that conversation with their own kids and their own peers, and they're loving on their families and bringing their families into the system without any of that. Like, oh, you're a Gen Alpha of a billionaire. Cool, you're going to be the head of this company because we got to keep it in the family line. That's just what it is. And we don't fight about all that millennial. No, no, no. You guys, we're all family, and they have certain values that supersede all of these fucking titles and things. And it's just funny, man. It's just why generational wealth and all this shit was able to be created, and families were able to click and connect with their families because they got past all the bullshit that like you see the masses falling for. And it's just so ironic to me. And it makes me laugh because I'm like, bro, they really took you away from your godhood to be the gods of your own of your reality. And that's why they need to keep you distracted from being the god of your own reality. And it needs to stop, y'all. Y'all all need to wake up and embody this shit, bro, as much as you can for yourself. if you can out there. If you're listening to this challenge, that's the whole purpose of this challenge. I'm done. I said fuck this, bro. And I'm smiling now because I'm realizing, man, fuck this. Fuck this. I want to love my life, and that love and that energy comes from within. I don't need any of this bullshit outside of myself. I need to become that wealth. I need to become all this. And you know why I need to do it? And it's actually, hold on. I don't need. I already am. But I'm talking about when I get caught up in this illusion of all this shit, that's when I need to start focusing that awareness back on the internal state because I am. And see, and that's my ego. That's part of my ego being like, I need. No, I already am. Before I was born, that's the funny thing about this shit. Before you were even born in this world, you didn't have the concept of 9 to 5s, this, that. That's how this whole system was engineered. But we were whole and complete before this world. And that loss of connection of whole and complete before this world has people going out of the way, running wild with their ego running wild. The shit driving off the edge, crashing into a ditch, rock bottom, going nuts, all this because all of these systems were fucking created. Schools, graduating a university. One song, the universe, one song, it's all one song, it's all one story. Baby, house, marriage, degrees, casket. Love, work, death, like experiences. That's all life is, experiences. It's a list of experiences with different meanings to different persons and person. Cards though. Everybody has a different deck of cards, all dealt in the same game of life. It's all the same thing. And that's why you really need to put on this higher state of mind because it doesn't matter. You're not hurting anybody when you really recognize that God state. You're going to actually help everybody around you align better. Because what the fuck else is there to do? Struggle and complain about this world? Well, that doesn't help. That just makes your position less. And again, I always say this. Why not consider yourself a motherfucking God? Because you are in source. You are one with the creator. Because complaining is not going to get you anywhere. You're just doing the opposite. And then I'm like really coming to recognizing this shit. When I doom scroll and start getting in my head, like, bro, they're really brainwashing us. This shit is like, it's crazy. The algorithms are knowing us better than we know the God within us, within ourselves. The algorithm becomes our God. We over here talk about a relationship or breaking up or we get an argument in our relationship, then we open our app and there's 100 fucking videos recommended to us about creators that are either like paid off, like the niche because it gets a lot of attention, all built to in the gender war to make you try to break up with your partner. You get flooded with all the videos from that shit. This algorithm that they created, all of this, and I don't even believe that any of this was intentionally like the web, the internet, and even money is inherently evil. It's neutral. But the powers that be knew that this shit was going to basically lean in the odds lean in their odds and in favor of them for being overall a negative impact on your life. Now we got creators having to make apps and stuff to literally shut off your screen time because people can't pull themselves back from the screen. This shit is crazy. You really got to get back to that God within. You can do whatever you want, but I'm realizing for myself, I need to become the wealth and everything for myself. I am health, I am wealth, I am abundance, I am love, I am everything, I am source, I am magnetic. And say that shit and move forward with it. And stop all this BS, bro. Love y'all. I'm out. Peace.